You're a blessing, Mr. Clay. This place was crabgrass and weeds, and you brought it back to life.
Mrs. Parker and I were friends. She was like family. She was the only person who ever took care of her. Yesterday, she shot herself. Do you know what they do here? Scamming the weakest in our society.
Buddy, I'm counting to 3.
1, 2, 3. There, I did it for you.
Telling me one man did this. The only thing you know is he's a beekeeper.
I protect the hive. When the system is out of balance, I correct it.
Bow down for the one you deserve.
This is much better.
You're going to get what you deserve.
No way he's coming here straight through the back entrance.
I figured I'd give the firefighters a break.
Somebody detain this guy. Ah!
Everyone, need your attention, please. I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
You're going to get what.
Explore the gripping tale of a solitary figure portrayed by Jason Statham, embodying a modern-day Avenger reminiscent of Old Testament justice. Delve into the depths of his enigmatic world, where secrets and consequences intertwine, unraveling a narrative of redemption and retribution. Adam Clay, played by Jason Statham, a man who tends to the bees he keeps at his residence in the opening scene of the movie. He leases a room from Eloise Parker, played by Felicia Rashad, a retired teacher, in her garage. Although living alone, they maintain a pleasant relationship, with Clay acknowledging Eloise as the one person who has ever truly looked out for him. When Eloise logs on her computer, a malware alert appears on her PC. When she dials the given number on the phone, she is connected to a call center run by United Data Group, a phishing scammer. As he speaks with Eloise, Mickey Garnett, played by David Witz, the head of the facility, organizes his gang of goons to listen in. He deceives her into downloading an alleged antivirus program, and after he has access to all of her accounts, worth over $2 million from the charities she manages, they empty them all. When Eloise discovers what has transpired too late, she is left in despair, and the con artists happily revel in their deceit. Clay subsequently visits Eloise's place after she invited him over for supper, and he presents her a jar of honey. He discovers the door open and uses a knife to investigate, before Eloise's daughter, FBI agent Verona Parker, played by Emmy Raver Lampman, arrives. When they do, they discover Eloise dead with a gunshot wound to her head, a loaded revolver, and a discharged bullet on the floor. Verona arrests Clay because she thinks he killed her mother, but it turns out that Eloise tragically committed suicide. After expressing her regret to Clay, Verona finds out that he was close to her mother prior to her passing. Clay contacts his old organization, the Beekeepers, to get info on the people who scammed Eloise. He is directed to the call center for UDG, where he beats up 2 guards outside after they find him carrying 2 gas containers. Clay arrives at the call center and viciously beats a goon senseless to convince the other scammers that he is not playing around. He starts pouring the gas, and asks them to evacuate. Garnett shows up and tries to have a security deal with Clay, but he wipes the floor with them before dousing the place with gas and then linking a bomb to blow up the call center the next time someone responds to one of their scam ads. This happens not seconds later, and the place is blown to bits. Garnett contacts his boss, Derek Danforth, played by Josh Hutcherson, of Danforth Enterprises, a security company that runs the data mining scheme that UDG worked for, to inform him of what Clay did. Derek has Garnett and a team of his goons go out to Eloise's home to track Clay down. Meanwhile, Verona joins her partner Matt Wiley, played by Bobby Naduri, to investigate the arson. Garrett and his men find him and follow him into his garage, but Clay gets the drop on them and kills the first 3 goons before finding Garnett, severing his fingers with a bandsaw, and then throwing him into the back of a pickup truck. Clay drives the truck to a bridge and straps Garnett to the wheel of another truck while he is on the phone with Derek, who overhears everything as Clay sends the truck with Garnett into the river. Clay then promises to go after Derek next. Derek asks Wallace Westwild, played by Jeremy Irons, the company's chief of security, to find out who Clay is. Wallace tells Derek he just upset the wrong kind of guy and that they are in danger after finding out he was a former beekeeper. When Wallace gets in touch with President of the United States Jessica Danforth, played by Gemma Redgrave, the mother of Derek, she begs Wallace to keep her son safe. He then phones Janet Howard, played by Minnie Driver, the director of the CIA, about Clay's participation, and with her assistance, they get in touch with the beekeepers to place a bounty on Clay. Anisette Landers, played by Megan Liu, the beekeeper he currently replaces, finds Clay at a gas station. Before shooting Clay with her rifle, she makes an attempt to smash her car into him. Following Clay's counterattack, Anisette pulls out a massive machine gun and fires at him, missing every shot. After hurling a jar of honey at her, he kills her and chops off her index finger, keeping it for himself. Following Janet's notification of Anisette's passing to Wallace, the beekeepers decide to take a stand while events play out. Verona begins to piece together Clay's role as she and Wiley carry out their inquiry into the recent incidents. Wallace assembles a group of Special Forces personnel and informs them of the danger posed by the beekeepers as they are brought in to put an end to unethical behavior worldwide. He sends them after Clay should he get any closer to their operations, warning them of what he might be up to. As expected, Clay can be seen using Anisette's finger to access a beekeeper base and locate 9 Point Center, the location of Derek's call centers. He gets ready and leaves to look after them. An FBI team gathers after receiving funding from Deputy Director Prigg, played by Don Gillette, to head to the 9 Points building, but Wallace's team is already there. The head of the mercenary team, Pettis, played by Michael Epp, orders the call center employees to evacuate in anticipation of Clay's arrival. Clay arrives and beats up the FBI guys before infiltrating the call center and fighting Pettis's guys, and then knocking out Pettis himself after a fight. After killing a bunch of guys in an elevator, Clay is pursued by Verona and Wiley and their guys. Clay interrogates the manager of the center by jamming staples into his hands until he gives up Derek's identity. Verona tries to talk Clay out of his vendetta, but he is adamant in finishing the job. After Clay leaves, Verona and Wiley then find evidence of Derek being the ringleader. Wallace advises Derek to stay with his mother for protection since she is being looked after by the Secret Service after learning that Clay escaped once more. Verona and Wiley, in the meantime, have a debriefing with Prigg and conclude that Clay is targeting Jessica as a Queenslayer, since it is thought that Jessica used stolen funds to finance her own campaign. Prigg offers them complete authority to take any necessary action to stop Clay. The FBI and other people gather at the mansion. Wallace and Derek visits Jessica's beachside mansion. They get ready with another team of mercs, plus a man, Lazarus, played by Taylor James, who claims to have killed a beekeeper, at the cost of his leg. Clay sneaks in posing as Secret Service before entering the mansion. While this goes on, Derek and Jessica sit in a room with Prigg, who asks them about UDG. As it turns out, Derek had funded all of Jessica's campaign with the stolen money, and the revelation brings her guilt. Verona and Wiley, plus Lazarus, catch Clay outside, but he creates a distraction by setting off a bomb. Clay fights off more goons as he makes his way inside the mansion. Clay and Lazarus engage in a brutal fight before Clay stabs him to death. When Prigg learns the truth about Derek, he kills Prigg as they wait for Clay to show up. As Jessica is preparing to confess to Derek's crimes, Clay enters their room. Wiley and Verona also arrive and attempt to stop Clay from killing Jessica. Derek is about to kill his mother because he won't stand down, but Clay shoots Derek in the head first and then leaps out the window. When Jessica sees Derek's death, she sobs and the Secret Service arrives to fetch her out. After considering taking Clay in, Verona lets him go, reasoning that her mother's and the other victims' rights have been upheld. Clay manages to escape as the other agents search for him by swimming away and discovering secret scuba gear. One bee flies overhead once Clay vanishes. As we conclude our exploration of the enigmatic thriller, contemplate these questions. What drove Adam's solitary existence? Was his quest for justice justified? Share your theories on the film's ambiguous ending. Comment with your thoughts on the mysteries of The Beekeeper. Don't forget to like the video. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for future updates. Thanks for watching.